Why, hello there. We made it to Wednesday, December 1st. That's right, it's a new month, last month of the year. And this is the video I really don't want to do because I don't really want to cause any rifts between the quartering and myself. I think Jeremy is definitely a good person. But there's a video he did yesterday talking about the Twitter stock price, which either he was trying to overplay or he doesn't know much about stocks. No, I'll be completely honest with you. I do not know nearly enough about stocks to say what he said was wrong. But however, I do know a few things here and there. Starting off with my 1,700 losses in today. Yesterday was around 1,100, and I think the day prior, Monday, I think I was also in the red. As you can see, I'm not gonna say I'm diversified, but I definitely am semi-diversified. The only thing that's really making money today is Pfizer that I own. AMC is down in the 20s. Now this went down to the 34s Monday or Tuesday, and I bought at 35, and it's already down below 30. Now I do believe that this is going to go back up to the 40s in a couple of weeks. But I also want you to see this. I mean, we're down. All three markets are down. Even my, these are my YOLOs. But we're just down. Now, I did work with a coworker that predicted that we're going to be taking a downward towards the last quarter. Because a lot of people just sell their stocks at the end of the year. They take the profits, they buy something at the beginning of the year or in December when they could get it for a discount price, and they sell around end of November, the beginning of December, and get lock in the profits and rinse and repeat. And this is kind of what we're seeing now. We're also seeing Twitter really tanking. I think that's part of it. The other thing that we have to keep in mind, we're still in a pandemic. Now I think we're in the pandemic of authoritarian dictators on our local and federal level, especially with mayors and governors keeping the lockdowns in place, restrictions in place. That doesn't really give the people a good sense of I forget where I was going to go with, but there's the trust in the country isn't there because they're locked down. They're tired of it. Every new month there's a new strain, which is giving the governors and the mayors ammo to say we're staying locked down, masks everywhere. The federal government say, hey, we need to do the stimulus checks now. We need to keep paying for relief. Now, keep in mind when the federal government gives those stimulus checks, it's actually devaluing the dollar, which means that inflation is hitting. Now, inflation is hitting really hard. As you know, we just had Thanksgiving. A lot of you were probably looking at last year's Thanksgiving's prices and this year's Thanksgiving prices. Gas is up $1.10 to $1.20 per gallon, which adds up, especially if you fill up your tank every week or every couple of weeks. That adds up a lot. So it's taking a lot of money out of the market and into the gases. And then you also just got inflation all around because it's going to cost money to transport things from the ports all the way up to the inwards of the United States into the Rust Belt. So you got your California, which is going full-blown Nazi. You got New York, which is pretty much full-blown Nazi. But then you got Texas and Florida and in between, which is doing most of the supply chain. But however, gas prices are up there, so it's going to cost a lot of money to get across the country, which in return does inflation. So unless we get gas prices down, inflation is going to continue to grow, not to mention the trillions of dollars that the federal government printed just made up in thin air. So now your dollar that was before COVID was worth $1. Now it's kind of worth maybe 75 cents, maybe 60 cents, because all the money that the federal government just dumped into the economy, which is going to cause inflation. And we're probably not going to see anything good come of it, or we're not going to recover until like maybe 5, 6 years from now. That's how much money was what was dumped. And with the oil prices the way they are, we're just going to see this downward trend. Now, it could be in a couple months or next year, or even February, which will be a couple of months, where the stock market's going to go back doing its thing. One thing I do know about the stock market, the market goes up and the market goes down. But if you were to buy, let's say, 100 shares of Twitter today, in about 10 years, you'll have made money, hypothetically speaking, because the prices will always go up. The ups, it's always going to go up. I mean, just look at the year out. Come on, year out. Maybe not a year out, maybe 3 years. As you see, if you go back far enough, started right at 30 or right below 30, and there's still an upward trend. So it does. So there is a trend. I mean, it is going up. It's definitely taking a steep, but there is increases. So I don't think the Twitter price is going down. Is a correlation with the new policy about pictures and getting permissions. So this is really more of a stock video and kind of a basic understanding of the stock market. I'm just calling Quarterly out because I think he got this wrong by trying to say that Twitter's price is tanking because of this new policy that they're rolling out. And accordingly, if you do watch this, much props to you. I just think you got this wrong about the prices. That's all. Just the price of the stock. I don't know if you're completely correct about the memes. It definitely seems plausible. But I think we both agree that this policy is another layer or another tool that they could use to ban people off their platform, which is not good. Anyways, leave a comment down below on what your thoughts are. Do you agree with me that it's just the market's tanking? It's tanking Twitter down? Or do you believe in quartering that the new rule policy is the reason why the markets are tanking? Oh, by the way, just add more evidence to my side. When they booted Donald Trump off, yeah, they did take a little bit of a nosedive, but they also recovered really quickly within a couple of weeks. So there may be some reactionary, but I don't think the Twitter price going down is a result to any policy or any decisions that they're making. I just think that a lot of people don't have a lot of faith in the market right now, or they're trying to lock into profits, or they just need money to buy Christmas gifts. And unfortunately, when that happens, the market tanks, not to mention with inflation. So, smash the like and subscribe button on any platforms, or just the platform that you're currently on. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.